Hey guys, it's Mrs. Briggs. I'm going to show you guys how to create a grid on your reference photo and your project. So we're going to go ahead and set your reference photo to the side, and we're going to start by working on the grid right here. You should have a little mini ruler in your kit, and if you don't have this, just let me know and maybe we could arrange some time for you to come and pick one up. So the first thing you need to know is a little bit about this ruler. Right here is the 1/2 inch mark, that first line, first major line. And then this is the full inch mark. And then it skips to 2 inches. So this is 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and so forth. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to first start by marking. Let me zoom in for you. We're going to start by marking the 1/2 inch mark. And we're going to do that at the top of our paper and at the middle of our paper and at the bottom of our paper as well. So it should look something like this. You should have 3 little marks, and then you're going to go ahead and connect them. These rulers are a little bit small, so you might have to do 2 separate things to connect them. So we're gonna go ahead and try and make it as straight as possible. I don't know why my lines keep curving. But there we go. And we're gonna do the same thing on this top part as well. So I'm gonna rotate my paper around and do 1/2. And then connect them. So we're still doing 1/2 inch. Perfect. So now we have our top and our side column. Great. Now we're going to go ahead and do, you can either, it doesn't really matter which way these columns go, so you can choose. I'm going to go this way, but on my other example, I ended up doing it this way. So it just depends on what you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do, for every 2 inches, I'm going to put a little tick mark. Every 2 inches. And I'm going to do that in the middle again. So now we're doing every 2 inches. And then at the bottom. And then we'll connect them. Awesome. So now we have our columns, and now we're going to make our rows. So let's flip it, and let's do the exact same thing again. Every 2 inches, we are going to mark 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, and then down to the very bottom, 2, 4, 6, and we'll connect them. And then right when I get to this point, I like to take an eraser and go ahead and lightly erase my grid so that it's not so harsh. Just because eventually we're gonna end up erasing it completely, and I wanna make sure that I can erase it at this point. So I'm gonna go soften those lines up. And then I'm going to create the grid on the skeleton. Oh, well, first we're gonna label the columns. But I'm gonna finish erasing these. I'm just lightly erasing. I'm not spending a lot of time and effort erasing, just a quick light erase. You could do this with your kneaded eraser or the pink eraser in your kit. So now we have our grid. We can still see it even though we erased it. And then I'm gonna label, I'm gonna label 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. Just like that. And then moving on to this bad boy. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing over here. This time we're just gonna go straight in and do the every 2 inches. And I'm using a Sharpie this time. Perfect. Halfway through it, I'm gonna do it as well. Okay, and then at the bottom, awesome. Now I'm gonna go ahead and connect those lines. Great, now we're gonna flip it over and do the same thing on this side. 2, 4, 6, go in the middle. 2, 4, 6. Every 2 inches, 2, 4, 6. And now we just connect them. Last but not least, we're gonna label them A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have a grid so we can begin drawing. So for example, anything we see in A1, we're gonna put in A1. And we're gonna kind of look at the two. We notice that this one intersects it like that. So we're gonna try and draw that same curve like so. And then we're gonna keep going. We're gonna get all the details, including this is not a straight line right here. So we're gonna try and do the same thing there. We're gonna go start to get all of these details as well. As many details as you can possibly get, we're gonna add in onto our grid. We're noticing that there's like some little things happening here. We're gonna add them in. There's some things happening over here. We're gonna add them in, and you'll keep going until you have something that looks kind of like this. Ignore that square. But you have a basic outline of all of the details that are happening. If you have a solid black background, then you don't have to do anything in the background. But for like this reference photo, you would still want to draw all of these things that are happening. You're going to end up getting a super completed image just with pencil, an outline drawing, a basic outline of everything before you start shading. Okay, for this assignment, you need to take a picture of your finished grid and your finished grid on your project. Take a picture of it and turn it in, and then you can begin doing your basic outlining. Next time in class, we're going to, I'm going to check your guys' basic outline out, and we'll check your basic outline and then begin working on shading if you get to that point. But you won't need to have your full outline done by next class period. Just focus on getting the first little bit done. Like maybe get half of your outline drawn. Make sure it's nice and detailed. Good luck.